everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today I have my thoughts on the 2025 109th running of the Indy 500. Because I want to give it its own separate video, because I know the F1 video is going to be out tomorrow, but I wanted to give this its own video because the race was absolute chaos. Oh my god, it was mental. The race was absolutely insane. First of all, we had an almost hour-long delay due to rain, which almost jeopardised Kyle Larson's taking part in the race. Because if he wasn't out there by a certain time, he wouldn't have made it to Charlotte to compete in the Coca-Cola 600 in the NASCAR Cup Series. So it was very close to having Tony Kanaan, McLaren team principal and ex-driver, taking his place in the race. Yeah. And unfortunately for Kyle, he didn't finish the race because he crashed towards the end. So, unfortunately for him, he wasn't able to complete the double, as they call it, which is all 1,100 miles of the Indy 500 and the Coca-Cola 600. And in fact, unfortunately, he didn't get to complete the Coca-Cola 600 either because he also crashed. So, very much a day to forget for Kyle Larson. Things happen. That's racing. I feel sorry for him, but always next year, I guess. Now, let's move on to the rest of the action, because when the race did finally start, the track wasn't fully dry, which caused Team Penske's Scott McLaughlin to crash on what was ultimately the opening lap, but it was still behind the safety car, so it didn't really get started, but it officially did. So yeah, he was out on lap 1, which absolutely devastated him, given the fact that the Penskes were expected to do really well in the race. Now, we had a few more crashes throughout the race, such as Rinus VeeKay crashing, coming into the pit lane. Then we had Robert Schwartzman, who was on pole, by the way, also crash in the pit lane in much more violent fashion because he unfortunately ran into some of his pit crew whilst heading into his pit box because the brakes were so cold, because you rarely use them during the race. Unfortunately, one of his crew members did have to get sent to the hospital because his foot was injured. I believe he's okay now, but yeah. Also a day to forget for Robert Schwartzman and Rinus VeeKay, but also Marco Andretti, who also crashed on one of the opening laps. There was a lot of crashes in this race, like, a lot. And actually, Kyle Larson's crash, hopping back to him, did take out a couple of other drivers. Stingray Rob and one other driver that I can't remember right now. So yeah, a day to forget for a lot of drivers in this race. And also Joseph Newgarden, who, also in a Penske, was expected to potentially win the race, but ended up having an issue, which saw him out of the race in the end. And then you had another car come into the pits, I don't remember who, but his car actually briefly caught fire. And that resulted in one of his pit crew, namely his refueler, also getting taken to the hospital. I think he was okay in the end as well, but yeah, bit of a chaotic race all around. But in the end, it came down to two. Former F1 driver Marcus Ericsson, plus Alex Palou, 3-time IndyCar champion, and now Indy 500 winner, because yes, after many years of trying, Alex Palou finally took the checkered flag to win the Indy 500, and he was elated. But also, I do just want to shout out somebody else, because Takuma Sato, also former F1 driver, stuck it on the front row. Whilst having 2 broken ribs, because there was a test in Indiana at the end of April, because Takuma now only runs the Indy 500, and yeah, he broke 2 ribs in a crash, and he stuck it on the front row. So yeah, what a race. Anyway though, that's going to do it for this video, discussing the 2025 Indy 500, so please, like the vid, sub to mine and Roxanne's channels, her link is down in the description, my sub button is down there, please click those, then bell icons, to get both sets of our notifications, comment as well, because why not, let me know what you thought of the Indy 500, and what your hopes are for next year's running of the race. Once you've done that too, please follow me on my social medias, There'll be a link tree in the description below. That is going to be Roxanne's website. Lastly, please do share the video with all your friends so they can join the infinite loop of liking, subscribing, commenting, following, and sharing, and around and around and around that loop. And I'll see you all tomorrow with another video. Goodbye!